Hey everyone, and thanks for jumping back into the cryptoverse. Today we're going to talk about Bitcoin. So if you guys like the content, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel, give the video a thumbs up, and also please check out the Telegram channel in the description below. Let's go ahead and jump in. So what has Bitcoin been doing, right? I mean, we've been following Bitcoin fairly closely for a long time. We were here during this crash saying that this is, the time of your life essentially to accumulate, and it still has been for quite a long period of time. Not financial advice, just looking at historical data. This is my impression, and noting, right, that we're still within our regression band. And so note that the fair value of Bitcoin, according to this, which is fit to non-bubble data. So if you zoom out here, it's fit to non-bubble data. Sorry for all the random drawings. That was from a live stream earlier. So currently, the fair value of Bitcoin is around 8,900, which happens to correspond to the 20-week moving average. And if you zoom in here, you can see that the 20-week moving average is right at what the fair value, according to this fit, would be. So that was just an interesting piece of information I wanted to share. Nothing has really changed, right? I mean, we were in our re-accumulation phase, right? What we called it, the preamble to the bull market. And after doing that for a long time, which we said was a very bullish shot, a really bullish shine, not a distribution, but a re-accumulation. Since then, we've broken out, and the nice thing is not only have we broken out approximately 30%, but we have not immediately retraced, right? So I mean, a lot of times, if Bitcoin sees these types of moves, then a lot of people will expect a fairly immediate retracement. And at least on the weekly time frame, I mean, you can see it still looks fairly bullish. I mean, we're still just continuing to print higher highs, higher local highs. Obviously, back in 2019, we went all the way to 14K or so. But in the short term, I mean, we're just continuing to print higher highs. And where the short-term top is essentially anyone's guess. I mean, hopefully we come up into another bubble, as we've been saying could be a real possibility this summer, considering all this bullish momentum. Hopefully we come up into a bubble that might even surpass the bubble of 2019, right? And then maybe we come back down a little and continue on our merry way. And don't discount how quickly things can get moving in a bubble, right? I mean, essentially all traditional TA is out the door anyways, I think, for the most part, but especially with a bubble, things can get moving rather quickly, and even a test of 20K could happen in the short term. But ultimately, I don't think something like that would be sustainable. I just want people to be aware that things can get quickly out of hand in terms of short-term price moves if a bubble does form, because when the bubble forms, all this outside money comes pouring in. People start saying, oh, I have 100K, let me just throw it into Bitcoin and see what happens. This is, it basically, remember, it's the smart money coming in down here that gets to reap the rewards up here. And even more so, right? Even the people that buy at potentially 20K, if it happens, I think it would probably have a bad 90-day ROI, and maybe even a bad, say, like 1-year ROI, break even or something. But even these people are probably still going to be looking fairly good, over the next, say, few years, because even if it does come back down and then ultimately, trickles back up and then goes to like 100K or so in 2023. This move right here could just be a potential way to take profits if you're into that sort of thing. I know many people are not. You would rather just sit through bubbles and hold it forever, and that's fine if that's your strategy. But for those who like to try to take advantage of bubbles and just take profits, I think bubbles of any type can offer that type of or at least cater to that strategy. And remember, it's not a foolproof method of accumulating more Bitcoin, because there's always a chance that you sell at these regions, right? And then, there's always a chance that Bitcoin comes up and then you sell at these regions, and then instead of retracing, it continues on up. And then the goal, right, is you just, you continue to take those DCA sells, and I do it dynamically, right? So dynamic DCA sells, because we just admit we don't know where the top is. And of course, a lot of comments I often get is, oh, well, you're trying to trade. I'm not necessarily trying to trade. I'm just trying to take profits, right? I mean, the point for me to be in crypto is to just consistently take profits. And because I don't know where the top is in the short term, I'd rather take profits here. And if it goes up to this point and I take profits, then great. And if it goes all the way up, then I've continued to take profits all the way up. If it retraces, that's fine. I recognize that I took profits, and it allows me to get back in at a lower price. This is the entire point. It's not to say that by taking profits here, you definitely will get in at a better price before we continue on up. It's just it's a reconciliation with yourself that, hey, we don't know where the top is. No one does. Just like in 2019, where Bitcoin was shooting up and a lot of people were calling for 20K in the short term, it did not make it there. And profits, in my opinion, are not a bad thing. Now, of course, some of you will argue that in the comments and say that you just hold Bitcoin for 10 years. And if that's your strategy, that's perfectly fine. But I just want to give you my opinions on on Bitcoin right now. I still think there's potentially a lot in store for the summer. We could easily continue to break out, especially given all the bullishness in the rest of the market. It's not that hard to imagine Bitcoin continuing, seeing a continuation of this move as the summer progresses, right? So just be on the lookout for that. I tend to lean more bullish, right? I'm leaning more bullish right now, but again, we always must be ready for a retracement to the 20-week, because even in bull markets, we see retracements to the 20-week that can be as much as 30 or 40%, not 50%, right? If it's a 50% drop in a bull market, then we're breaking the 20-week usually. We're going all the way back down, to the 200-week or something. At least at the current price we would be. So again, we don't seek out the 200-week, but we must always be ready for it. And remember, you can see that the 200-week here, it's not going to be long before the regression band breaks above it, right? It might take a few more months. If you look back at the last cycle, once it broke through the regression band, it did not re-enter the regression band, so it re-entered it in December of 2017 is when it re-entered it. And you guys remember what happened in December 2017, right? This is when Bitcoin peaked. So this would be it'd be nice to see happen again, right? If it comes through here, the regression band goes above it, you see the 200-week moving average, slowly move out this way, and then eventually it starts to spike upwards, and then it re-enters the regression band maybe at 30 or 40K, where the fair value is in a few years. So this would be a timely or a nice thing to see, like a repetition from the last market cycle, just with a lengthening cycle component, right? So each time, we would expect it to get slightly longer. And so this is what I'm looking for Bitcoin, right? This is what we're looking for. This here, in this region that we were following for quite a long period of time. This was our reaccumulation phase. It lasted 2 or 3 months. We've moved up, and now we're moving sideways again. So if we move sideways for a long period of time, I would say the longer we move sideways, the higher and higher chance. Some people might think that, every time we test, like, say, 12K or get close to it, we're just going to come right back down. I would like to say that the longer we stay moving sideways, the better chance there is that we will continue on up. So these are at least my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think. I would like to remind you that we do have the premium list. So check out intothecryptoverse.com. You can get access to a weekly premium report, a weekly premium video, and also a Google Sheets risk dashboard and a private Telegram alerts channel with my candid thoughts on the market, what I'm doing, what I see going on, updates to the risk levels constantly, really cool data science insights. So please check it out. There's also a Google Sheets strategy dashboard, and it basically can help you figure out what a useful strategy could be during this market in terms of DCAing your sells on the way up. You can test out different strategies based on what you think the projected peak of Bitcoin will be, and I'm also going to be adding Ethereum to that tomorrow. So if you guys like that, you can also, obviously you can pay monthly with fiat, but if you want to pay for a longer period of time and get a discount, you can pay with crypto up to 6 or 12 months. If you pay for 12 months, you get a 15% discount. And I would like to remind people that the prices will be going up here in a few weeks. I'll try to get you guys a date fairly soon, but it will be going up in a few weeks, probably sometime later in August, if not late August, most likely early September. If you get in now, you'll be grandfathered in, so you will not have to pay the higher price. You'll always be able to pay the lower price. If on the other hand you wait and then the prices go up, then you'll have to pay the higher price like from then on out. So it's a little bit of an incentive to those people who are getting in earlier, because later on, I mean, there's going to be a lot more, I would say, dumb money pouring in. I would like for people to get in now so that they could fully take advantage of the content I provide over the next several years. So please check it out if it interests you, and you can also check out the Telegram channel in the description below if you have questions about what is provided. So remember, we're certainly going to be following Bitcoin. It's currently at around 11,700. I'm looking for, if we continue to move sideways, watch out for other coins like Ethereum to start to break out again. And then if that happens, it'll probably just be a few days later before Bitcoin starts to break out itself. So let me know what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel at the very least, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.